All right, here we go. But the Monday night Raw edition, edition, the Monday night Raw edition. They were showing with the voices, of course, all of the voices. They were showing last week Randy Orton versus the Big Show. The Big Show. And they showed when Orton punched him to the head. And then, Orton was kind of gloating. He been there 20 years and all like that. He was calling out Rock. He was calling out Austin like, boy, don't you do that, boy. Calling out Rock. Calling out Austin. Can't do that. Y'all, he calling out The Rock and Austin. Say he been in the business for 20 years and done it all, and beat all the legends. Like, look at here, man. Like, you've been punting people in the head, taking careers out and stuff like that. But I will say, Edge will be back. I hope he be back. I hope he come back. Let him come back at SummerSlam and just ruin Orton's little victory. And Drew just retained that title. It needs something like that needs to have. Oh, I'll be so happy. Like, Edge, you ain't get rid of Edge yet, buddy. But yeah. So basically, it's gonna be Orton and Drew at SummerSlam. So as I was saying, I was like, yep, it's gonna be Orton and Drew. Should be good. So next, we had Nia Jax comes out and she said she wanted to be champion. And then before that, Orton came out, he said the same thing. I'm like, so everybody waking up and they want to be champion? I was like, yep. Yeah, everybody waking up and they want to be champion. Why is that? Huh? So now are y'all waking up and y'all want to be champion? Well, that is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It's funny. But Shayna Baszler came out there and she got Nia Jax's face and they just started fighting. I was like, woo, this crazy. And then Byron Saxton, boy, he was like, I want to see him go. I want to see him go. Let's go, boy. I was like, oh my God, okay. Byron was funny. Joe was funny. It took about 100 referees to get them apart. But they would have a match though, and I was like, that's good. I was like, maybe they could build that for SummerSlam. Please build that for SummerSlam. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Next, the Street Profits came out there and they said they had a peanut butter sandwich today. I was like, that was just odd. It was just like, yeah, we had a peanut butter sandwich today. And then they come out, they was like, yeah, I got a great cup with the red cup, yeah. And they start doing. I was like, they remind me so much of the a Crime Time so much. Like, I wish Street Profits, Crime Time. I wish they could have did something together. That would have been epic. Street Profits and Crime Time, man. You get them an hour of comedy up or just whatever, it would be funny. But they was introducing the Viking Raiders, which was funny, and Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. So basically, they was like when the Viking Raiders came out, they was like Angel Garza. Charlie don't want you. Charlie wants the Viking Raiders, and they was like, oh, that was funny. The Angel Garza and Andrade came out there. They was getting ready for that match. So we had a triple threat for this. The triple threat to find out who wins, who gets to face the Street Profits for the Tag Team Championship. I was like, all right, here we go. So the match started, and Gaz and Andrade was attacking everybody. And then I just wrote each team. Yup, each team was double teaming everybody. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match. That's what it felt like. But I didn't really, cause I was trying to watch this on my phone, then the phone just kept messing up. So they said that Angel Garza and Andrade had won. I was like, what? But then I kind of figured, I was like, if not them, then I would have rather have been Ricochet or Cedric Alexander. Like I said, I was trying to watch this on my phone. The other stuff that I'm about to talk about did come out clear, but I was just like, look, I'm watching down here. It's cool. Shoot. That's how it was feel like. Look, it's cool down here. Cool down here, y'all. It's hot out there. It's hot out there, y'all. It's hot. It's like that. Then they had Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. And man, it was just the same thing that happened earlier. They were just beating each other up all outside the ring. And I was like, can y'all please just get in the ring? And it ended in the count out. I was like, oh God, no. But I was like, you know what? They probably did that because I know they're gonna face at SummerSlam, so they're gonna keep building it. I like this though. I like this. Nia versus Shayna. In my mind, I think Shayna needs this more. But I don't know, they might let Nia win, but I just think Shayna needs it more because Shayna beats Nia Jax, and it's like, look, she want the Raw Women's Championship. Now, if it's Shayna versus Sasha, whoo, man, that will be like a tough, tough match. And I mean tough, tough match. I swear. I don't swear, but y'all know what I mean. It would be a crazy match. Um, like I said, Samoa Joe had me laughing throughout the whole show, as always. And Byron Saxton, be funny. Tom be funny too. But then I saw Mark Henry was talking to Ruby and the EST. I was like, okay. I was like giving them some good words. Okay, Mark. Good to see Mark Henry back. Next we had Seth Rollins was backstage talking to Buddy Murphy, and then they was talking about the whole little eye versus eye match. Then Seth came out with Buddy, and they was setting up Dominik. Dominik came out there, and as soon as he got closer, they were just setting him up. So they was beating him up for a little bit. But then I did the little JR. I was like, my God, Kane, they beating up a child. They beating him up. Why are they doing this? I was on all like that. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But then Dominic, boy, he got a kendo stick. He went he was foo, 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 foo. I was like, I mean, he was hitting Rollins and Buddy Murphy with that kendo stick, y'all. It was funny. Y'all gotta watch that. This boy, this Dominik. Oh, Dominik is Rey Mysterio's son. So it's like a storyline because Seth Rollins basically took out Rey Mysterio. He tried to injure his eye. So it was an eye for eye match at Extreme Rules. So that's how that went down. But yeah, Dominik, he was going crazy with that kendo stick. He was like, He was hitting both of them. He was throwing them everywhere. I was like, wow. I was like, he was enraged. Now in my mind, he should be a wrestler. He doing all this. Yeah, he should be a wrestler, man. He will be a great addition to Raw. But yeah, it was that little part just threw me off. I was just like, whoa, like go ahead, Dominik, get him. Cause that was crazy. But then oh my God, this also happened throughout that whole thing. Aleister Black came out there, was trying to even up the odds, and it was still crazy. They did that. Buddy Murphy he was hitting them with the kendo stick, threw him all over the ring. He had an injured arm, so I thought they were going to attack his arm, but Seth Rollins, like, he really slapped Buddy Murphy so hard and said, "This is for the greater good. Do what you're supposed to do." So he grabbed him to the steel steps and injured his eye again. I was like, "Oh, this is this." I was like, that looked painful. Like, couldn't do that to me. I was like, look, and y'all ain't paying me to do this. No, sir. But Dominik, he went off though. Then I saw they had MVP Lounge with Mustafa MVP Lounge with Mustafa Ali. It was MVP Lashley shouting Mustafa Ali, all there talking. And Mustafa Ali was basically saying like he's glad that he's back. And I was like, yeah, you know, he wants to be champion. And I was like, yeah, he should be champion. So which turned into an impromptu match between Mustafa Ali versus Bobby Lashley. I didn't really understand the match because um Mustafa Ali is coming back, so he should be the one not really dominating Lashley, but showing them like he can be a contender for a title. Lashley dominated the whole match. I mean, Mustafa Ali did like one little move, and that was it. And Lashley had him in the full Nelson. He tapped out. I said that's not a good way to bring somebody back. This man been out for so long. You gonna let him come back? He won last week against MVP, and I was like, that's good. But then he just come back and just lose. I mean, the second week come back and lose to Lashley submission. I thought that was a little bad. Uh I didn't like the finish of that. If you're bringing somebody back from injury, they need to keep winning. That's how they build their momentum. That's how they get in these title matches. But having people lose like this is just crazy. Next, they had Sasha versus Asuka. The back of my mind, I was like, I think Sasha was going to win. So, I mean, it was a good match, but it was just kind of odd. All they was doing was just submissions. Like, they was trying to injure each other's leg. And I'm like, that's all good, but I just like when they wrestle and they go back and forth on the ropes and doing all these crazy flip moves. That's what I like for real. I don't like when they just sitting there and trying to, like, injure their own, injure each other's leg. I was like, I mean, that's just how the whole match was. But the turning point was when Sasha, um, she picked up Asuka and her knee hit the announcer table and the referee was counting out the 10, so Asuka had to get back in the ring, which she did. And then out of nowhere they showed Bailey on the screen beating up Sari Kane, so Sari Kane was like, Asuka, and I was like, I already knew Asuka was going to come back there. So long story short, Sasha won because of a count out. Asuka went in the back, and it was too late. Bailey already done beat up Sari Kane, so now Sasha is a double champion. I like the fact that Sasha is a champion, but it would have been better if Sasha would have won like via pinfall or submission. Just kind of all these little distractions is just like crazy. I was just like. But I will say it was more energy tonight. I wrote that down. It was more energy tonight in all these matches, though. That's why I was just hyped up. Or I was just like, Street Profits. It was so good to see him. But then after that, they showed Bailey and Sasha gloating about the whole match. About them being double champions, and they were showing backstage. Asuka going crazy. Asuka going crazy now. Y'all done made her even crazier. So who knows what she gonna do next week? Hopefully she'll get Bailey. Really just get Bailey. I mean, I know she gonna get Sasha, but get Bailey. That's what I'm saying. And next we had Buddy Murphy versus Humberto Carrillo. I guess he came back. I was like, okay. Everybody coming back. And it was good to see Buddy Murphy in a match because he hasn't been in a match in so long. Humberto was in a match a few weeks ago, but Seth Rollins had gave him a curb stomp on a steel step, so that was pretty crazy. This was a cool physical. I didn't expect them to be. I was just sitting there like, wow, they really wrestling each other. It's like, okay. It was a cool match. Berto flying all over the place. Buddy Murphy doing his kicks are lethal. His kicks are just like Aleister Black. That's why whenever him and Black had matches together, it's like they facing each other. They do the same thing. I mean, basically, they except for Buddy Murphy got Murphy's Laws as his finisher. Aleister Black got the Black Mass. It's like a straight kick to the face, and you just fall out. He hit that on Rollins a few weeks ago on Raw, or maybe a month ago. Rollins was out, boy. He ain't get like he stood just like this in the ring for about like maybe 3-4 minutes before he even got up. So that move is very effective. It really is. But this was a good match. But Buddy Murphy, he won. He did the Murphy's Law on Humberto Carrillo, who was flipping all over the place. But it was still a good match. Next for the main event, we had Drew versus Dolph Ziggler in a street fight. I was alright. I was like, well, they kind of did that at Extreme Rules, but except Dolph had Extreme Rules, but Drew didn't. So they both had it. I was like, okay. I was like, this was a good match. They was fighting all over the place. Um, Man, I just kept saying throughout this match, Drew should be a heel. Like he was just hitting them, and he was hitting Dolph on that what was that on the wall or the barricade. Dolph was doing the same thing. They both was hitting each other with kendo sticks. Dolph did a low blow. I'm like, God damn. Dolph did the famous got a 2 count with the zigzag. I'm like, yo, they doing all over the place. But when he sent Dolph through the barricade, that was the turning point of the match. And then the finish was Drew McIntyre hit Dolph Ziggler with a clayboard. I think he sent them. He did a clayboard through the table. This move is really powerful, and I think Dolph had a chair in his hand, so that made it even worse. The chair hit his head, and his head went through the table. So y'all know he was out. Referee count to 3, and I was like, thank God this rivalry is over. Because in my mind, I was just like, Drew will always beat Dolph. I mean, that's just how that was. And then out of nowhere, Orton comes with an RKO out of nowhere. Did the little gloat thing. He was looking at, well, he held the title up. So I was like, okay. It was a really good Raw. So I hope everyone enjoyed this edition of the Monday Night Raw. Whew, a lot of good action. A lot of things happened. I'm just hoping that Shayna versus Nia Jax at SummerSlam. I'm hoping Bianca Belair has a match at SummerSlam. Hopefully, yeah, Buddy Murphy can have a match at SummerSlam. Um, Hopefully SummerSlam just be a good show. I mean, you got all this talent. I mean, come on now. So that is my review, y'all. Hope y'all like this review. Like, comment, share with everybody. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go to 2K. Let's go to 2K right now.